Hi y'all, welcome back to my channel. My name is Whitley, and today I want to talk to you about why it's important, or why I think it's important to have a vision for your life. The reason why I believe it's important to have a vision for your life is if you do not know what it is that you want, and you don't take the time to sit there and reflect on things that you value and the way that you want to show up in the world, then you could go throughout your life without having ever lived in alignment with what you truly desire. I believe that if you take the time to reflect and you get honest with yourself and you give yourself the grace and the compassion and you honor yourself, you take the time to really discover what it is that you want and what you're looking for, you'll be more happy and more fulfilled. I personally believe that happiness is fleeting. However, fulfillment is the outcome of living in alignment with your values, with your goals. It's understanding that you have a choice in the way in which you choose to live your life, and that you are not a victim, though that there are some people who are truly victims. But beyond that, you're not a victim to your circumstance or your life. You are in control, you're in the driver's seat. You control your focus, your concentration. You control where you give your time, effort, and energy to, who you allow in your life. You can't change where you've come from and who your family is, your family of origin, but you can choose who you allow in your life. And you have to stand guard at that entrance. And the way in which you do that is through discernment. The way in which you choose to have a vision is through intentionality, being intentional with what it is that you want out of life in general, instead of just accepting what society gives you and what other people have told you is the standard for life. You have to decide that for yourself. Having a vision for yourself means that you have a clear idea of what you want to achieve out of life. If you want a family, if you want to travel the world, you want to be a world speaker, you want to be an actor, director, if you want to work in finance, being clear about what it is that you desire requires reflection, it requires you being honest with yourself, it requires you to be intentional, to be action oriented, because you can have goals, but if you do not take action, then you'll never achieve them. But if you don't have a vision for your life, you'll just wander aimlessly throughout life, and there's so much science out there that proves that doing that is what leads to a feeling of dissatisfaction and depression. When you don't have any goals, when you don't give yourself a task and follow through. So many people in this world do not have a vision for their life. They want to listen to the advice of other people, of their parents, of their guidance counselors, which may be solid advice, but they fail to have checked with themselves if that's actually what they want. Having a vision for your life means that you have a clear idea of what you want to achieve out of your life. You've taken the time to reflect and get honest with yourself and meditate and take time to explore what you truly want. Because the best pieces of advice I've ever heard was in the movie The Secret. There was a part in which one gentleman, and I forget his name, but he said you should look at life as though it's a catalog, and you get to decide the kind of experiences that you want. But taking the time to do that, sit there and reflect and really get honest with yourself. Is this the way I want to show up in the world? Is this what I desire out of my life experience? And it doesn't have to be figured out until you're the age of 70 or 50 or 40. But what do I want for the next year of my life, the next 3 months? How do I want to show up in relationships? How do I want to show up in the relationship to myself? How do I want to show up in the relationships, romantic or familial, that I really care about? How do I want to live my life, the lifestyle? Do I want to be someone who's a creative and I do finance on this, or I'm in finance but I do creativity on the side? Getting very clear and staying in alignment with that. And it took a while for me to really understand what being aligned with your vision means. Being aligned with your vision means that you're going to make choices in support of achieving your goal and your vision. For instance, if you want a really nice luxury car, you should take the time out to figure out, first off, why you want that luxury car. Do you truly value it for its ingenuity, for its horsepower, for its style? What does it give you? What kind of feeling will it give you? Because it's usually the feeling that we're after. But taking the time to go on Google and search out. I personally am a huge fan of Mercedes-Benz. I love the AMG series, the G-Wagon is another favorite of mine. But taking the time to go online and decide on their website, hey, what kind of color do I want? what kind of make and model, how would I really like to feel in this car? And then even getting more bold, challenging myself to physically go to the dealership and ask for a test drive so that I can truly make sure this is something that I really want for my life. That was something I had learned in a Jack Canfield video about a lady who manifested a Porsche. She went to the dealership. She had this little Porsche toy car. She's like, I want this for my life. And she challenged herself, and she went to the dealership and felt what it was like to drive around in it. And she decided it's literally a decision. I decided that this is the kind of experience that I want for my life, and being clear about it and being certain in it, and not necessarily worrying about the how in the moment, but just realizing, hey, this is something I want for my life. So remaining in alignment with the vision for your life is so essential. If you want a nice house, if you want a nice car, if you want a nice house, what kind of house do you want? Do you want country chic? Would you like a Mediterranean villa? Would you like Tulum vibes? Do you want a modern house, classic house? Getting very specific about what you want, and then making choices such as going on Zillow or StreetEasy and looking at the houses that you want and what they look like inside, or going on Pinterest. But making sure all of your choices will only benefit this vision, will only support this vision that you have decided that you want for your life. And it can change. You can get into that country chic house and do a tour with a realtor and realize, oh, this really isn't me. I don't see myself here. Let me try the Mediterranean villa. You do the Mediterranean villa. Oh wow, this is more to my liking. And so it's important that we remain in alignment with our vision, because if we don't do that and we get sidetracked and we're not focused and we're not concentrating on that vision that we have, not being disciplined in our approach to achieving our goals, then the feeling of regret, knowing that you could have but you didn't, knowing that you could have at least tried but you did not, knowing that you will know in your soul that you did not give 100% effort to your growth, your expansion, to committing to your vision. Even if you don't get it, you at least tried, and you know that in your heart, and that is worth more than its weight in gold. Another aspect of having a vision of your life is in the area of family. What kind of family do you want to have come from you? Your family of choice. You can't change your family of origin, but you can definitely choose your family of choice. What kind of partner do you want? What kind of upbringing do you want your children to have? So many people forget that they have choice in the matter. And the reason why I feel so compelled to say that is because the way in which they shift blame and responsibility onto other people. It's hard to sit there and take accountability and responsibility for your hand in things, but we do have a hand in it. So doing the work to either rewire limiting beliefs, reprogram old beliefs, getting to the root cause of a lot of beliefs. Until we do that work, we'll constantly be choosing things that we think we're not choosing, but we really are, because we're looking for the familiar. The ultimate end goal of having a clear vision for your life is to be in a state of fulfillment. And fulfillment has many emotions attached to it. But it's knowing within your heart that you're living a life of choice. We now more than ever have the opportunity to choose how we want to live, what kind of lifestyle, what kind of friendships, what kind of influence and exposure that we have. I feel like it's easier now more than ever to really just take the time to focus and concentrate and remember what is important. That's why doing a vision board is super important. Some people say it doesn't work, but if you don't know what you want, if you can't see it, how do you know that? How do you remind yourself? Because the mind can only hold on to so much. You can only do memory call but so long. It just puts it in front of you and it makes it so clear and so precise. I hope you take the time to reflect on what it is that you desire in this world. I hope you have the courage and the bravery to pursue it. I implore you to show up for yourself in this way and to really give yourself a chance and a shot to achieve your desires. I hope you have found value in this message. I hope you take the time to sit down and have a clear vision and do the work that's necessary. Please comment, like, subscribe down below. All right, have a good day. Bye.